Now that we have looked at the key provisions of the CRZ Notification 2011, we can summarize the functions of various institutions with respect to the key aspects of the CRZ notification in the form of a table. For CZMP preparation, SCZMAs are to coordinate the activity, NCZMA to monitor the progress of the activity, and MOEF is to approve the CZMP. SCZMAs recommend the revisions to the existing CZMP. For example, moving an area from one zone to another or moving certain areas to and from the CRZ. And NCZMA decides on those. SCZMAs examine project proposals and recommend them to the concerned state government or the MOEF. Violations are to be identified, verified, and corrected by the SCZMAs, and NCZMA reviews the progress. Conservation related activities such as identification and preparation of management plans for ESAs and CVCAs are carried out by the SCZMAs, and these plans are to be approved by the NCZMA. DSCCs have been assigned the task of assisting the SCZMAs in the implementation of the notification. Besides these activities, MOEF keeps issuing directions and guidelines for the SCZMAs regarding their key functions. As mentioned earlier, certain concerns regarding the CRZ notification 1991 were raised by different groups. Let us look at those now. CRZ notification 1991 was a uniform notification for a coastline of 7,500 km, spanning over 9 states and 4 union territories. It did not take into account the diversity of land use, dependent livelihoods, and population densities across the coastline. The demarcation process for tidal lines, HTL and LTL, was confusing. Local departments such as Panchayat found CRZ maps difficult to use. There was a lack of comprehensive coastal planning and no directions were provided for preparation of CZMPs for the CRZ. Certain terms such as foreshore and waterfront activities, traditional rights and customary uses, reconstruction, repairs, buildings, activities, temporary structures, /sheds used in the notification were not defined. Lack of consideration of the concerns of coastal communities was another concern. The CRZ notification 1991 was amended 25 times in the 2 decades of its existence. These piecemeal amendments made it fragmented and nearly impossible to implement. While some of these concerns were addressed in the new notification in 2011, certain issues still demand attention. The CRZ notification 2011 mandates that project authorities submit half-yearly compliance reports with respect to the terms and conditions based on which the environment clearance has been granted to the project, to the concerned state or union territory CZMA. However, the notification does not have any mechanism for conducting surprise visits and inspections for post-clearance monitoring. The issue in general has been given not enough attention. The notification does not provide any procedure or timelines for identification of violations. It does not suggest what action should be taken against the violations once they are established. The National Green Tribunal, while hearing application number 49 of 2012, observed the same. In its judgment on 11th April 2013, it outlined a procedure for the same for Goa SCZMA to follow in all its cases. Certain terms mentioned in the notification still require clear meanings and definitions. For example, substantially built up urban areas for demarcating CRZ2 zones was not defined in CRZ 2011. Dwelling units of traditional communities which are permitted in CRZ has not been defined in the notification. SCZMAs have started coming up with their own definitions for their use. Let us see an interesting case where the CRZ notification came into play in the power tussle between the MOEF and the SCZMA. The Setu Samudram Shipping Kalan project to link Pak Bay and the Gulf of Mannar between Tamil Nadu, India and Sri Lanka was inaugurated by the central government in 2005. This was done despite the accusations from the state government that the project has subverted environment clearance and has overlooked the concerns of fishermen. Since part of the project was falling within 12 nautical miles of water area from the LTL, it required to be examined by the Tamil Nadu State Coastal Zone Management Authority. Using this ground, the government of Tamil Nadu objected to the project on the ground that it had not obtained the mandatory CRZ clearance. Hence, in April 2013, the state government sought a direction from the Supreme Court to the centre not to carry out any further work on the project. With this, we have completed the module on CRZ regulation.